Hello guys, it's been a while. Yeah, a little bit, let the bike warm up. March and April have just been flat out. Easter, getting stuff ready for Easter, the family wanting to go on holidays for Easter, so not being able to take the bare minimum, having to take the new caravan, which I'm sure you'll get to see one day. Gonna go for a little overnighter up near Mount Pilot. Bike's just had the front forks done after the issue I had with the rear suspension, so hopefully that's all the suspension fixed on the bike now, although I won't be doing too hard off-road stuff with it, even with the extra 40-45 kilo on board. Just trying to baby it a little bit until I can get my hands on a more capable dirt bike. But oh yeah, I got 3 bars, it'll be right, I think. We're not going too far, so we'll mosey on up the road here and get to our destination at the foot of Mount Pilot, the spot I recce'd a couple of months ago. Some nice big granite boulders there to set up camp behind. Not meant to rain tonight, but yeah, having a fire behind those boulders should be good. So we'll press on, and next stop, Mount Pilot. Up there's the Aboriginal culture site. I think I mentioned that when we stayed on Skeleton Hill and the top of Mount Pilot there. So as I've said in the past, I'm not going to go anywhere near that. The tourists can have that. Go down here a little bit longer with the base of Mount Pilot. You'll be able to see here it is. Catching the polars. Or not. So big rock stand up there. Led along here a little bit, and yeah, not too far to go now. Spot. I just can't remember how I got down there last time. big golden orb spider or something. Right in between the trees. Terracotta pipe, bit of a junkyard here. As you'll see in a minute, there's a couple of old cars and that down here. Some of the terracotta pipes over there. Yeah, look at look at him, spider. I might go around here. I'll just park the bike here for a minute. There we are, the foot of Mount Pilot. As I said earlier, a bit of a junkyard in here. I'm going to say an old Austin, an old truck of some sort. Yeah, some sort. I don't even know what this is, probably. Surely it wouldn't be an old Holden. The grill's still there, but badge has been taken. Looks old in a 173 or something, but just dumped out here in the bush. And here, all the chrome. There's your rear lights around. The front of your bumpers. If anyone recognises it, let me know. Sort of too wide for E8 or anything like that, but yeah, still got all the chrome trim on it. So anyway, yeah, these are these big boulders. That one runs the whole length. And you got that big one there, and then the big one up there. I'm hoping that one sort of shield us from the road, so you won't see the campfire from the road. I'm going to lay the swag down here. I might put the fire over in the middle there. That way I can use those two trees, a bit of a crossbar to hang my fire grill from. But yeah, coming into winter, so I haven't got a lot of daylight left. I do apologise too if you've seen two vertical lines, tempered glass cover on me camera. Got a couple of cracks in it. It wasn't like that when I left home, so I'd be interested in seeing that footage and seeing when I've done that coming in. But yeah, I'm going to start getting some camp set up, and yeah, in the meantime, you just sit there and watch. Get the shelter up first. Just going to be a tarp between here and there to roll the swag out under. Nothing too elaborate. It's got plenty of cord anyway. I'm going to go about that high off the ground. Try to keep this one right over against this tree just to stop any rain blowing in there from behind me if it does decide to rain tonight, but I don't think it's not supposed to. Take these out and we'll be done. Who needs a tent? Just need something for me fire. Nice long straight one. Cut this one on a bit of an angle so it dig into the ground. Oh, come on, cut. V on him, or a fork in the old language. Number 2. Build a frame over the fire. Cook with. Yeah, that'll do nicely. So we're just going to have our fire here where this log is. I just need to work out my height for our crossbar. That's going to be pretty close actually. That bird. That sounds like a kangaroo bouncing through the underbrush. Oh, I need a knocking stick. Oh, need a knocking stick. Need a knocking stick. Anyway, a little bit lopsided, but it's alright. Good thing about cooking on the grill, it doesn't matter if it's a little bit wonky. But I'll move them to the side. And we'll get this fire going. Plenty of little things around. As you'll see, there's a fair bit of leaf litter around as well. I'm going to wait for that to burn out a bit and burn a bit of a perimeter, and then get the shovel and put it out, just to stop the fire creeping away overnight, which shouldn't anyway, because I'm not going to keep it going for too long once cooking's done. Luckily, with my new job, 8-9 o'clock, I'm out at bedtime. So, one other thing I do get to put on my panniers is the old fire starter. so many years of using it now, I just couldn't go back to matches. I'll go back to fuel, depends how wet the wood is, but of course because of the leaves too, it's going to smoke a bit. Straighten the camera, I'm not quite. Come on. If it was going to be cold tonight, I'd rig the shelter up so the fire was at one end, probably do a plough configuration or something so it gets a bit of that hot air in, but I think it's only going to be 8 or 9 tonight, I'm not really concerned. Simple fire. Cannot get any easier. And now the two main ones are ticked off, fire and shelter. I can finally unpack the chair and have a beer. Something different. It's been laying around at home doing nothing, so found that little spot under the back of the bike. Just a little fold out table. See how it goes. Probably more comfortable to sit on than the my little chair. Bit of a hard base. So you can sit a cup on it, it doesn't go disappearing. Burn me cooking stick. So if winter closing in, this might be the last trip I do on the bike for a little while. It was looking pretty dire there without a vehicle, especially since we're heading back to Meeye, Lighton Ridge in June, so I really needed something. I didn't really want to ride that all the way up, but I was preparing to, which is why I've kitted it out the way I have, and there'll be a full kit video coming up next week. But yeah, luckily I've put a deposit down on a four-wheel drive. Those that follow me on socials on Facebook, follow the group on the page, the channel on Facebook, you already know what it is, but it'll be here next week, and next video we're going to go out and camp in it without any mods done to it just yet. But there's a list. There's a list of stuff I want to do to it. So it's just been so hard not having a four-wheel drive. With being so wet, can't take the Commodore anywhere. And although I'm set up with the tarp and everything, there was one weekend I was going to come out to this spot, even though it was forecast rain, and we did get rain overnight. There's no reason why you can't go camping. Have the tarp, have your shelter set up correctly, and there shouldn't be any issues. Your biggest one, of course, is going to be dry firewood. but if you have your gas option, you can quite easily go camping with that anyway. So back in the bush. Back in the bush. So yeah, that's going to be exciting, getting a vehicle, something capable of doing Cape York, all sorts of different trips. Until next week's video, and I'll do a vehicle spotlight on it, you can ponder this question, and it's a question I've asked because I was sort of looking at $20,000 to $25,000 budget. I didn't want to be in debt for 50 grand to the bank for a dual cab D-Max or something. Like as I've said recently or over the course of the channel recordings, two vehicles I'll never have in my driveway is a Triton and a Ranger. Ranger drivers are just wankers, and if I lose a couple of watches, then that proves the point. So yeah, 20 to 25 grand budget, something that's capable off-road, ideally. I was looking at some Delica vans, the four-wheel drive vans and that, to replace the Spacia, but yeah, hard to find. I was looking at the early to late 90s twin cab Hilux, but find one with under 300,000 k's on the clock, and in good nick, you're looking at 15 to 20 grand anyway. So even though they're 25 years old, they're still holding amazing value. So looked at them, looked at sort of the same era into the early 2000s Rodeos before they went to the new body like the Hilux and that. Same thing, you either a lot of K's, cheap and a lot of K's, or not many K's and expensive. So in the end, I think I've made the right decision. Again, I'll gush all over it and talk about it when we get to the reveal, once I've got it in hand and can film. So yeah, be able to get out and do a bit more camping over winter would be good. As for tonight, we've come out here to Mount Pilot National Park. The sun's just come out, which is a good sign. No clouds to the west. Smoke to the east. Very shortly, once this fire dies down, I'll be preparing dinner. Again, something simple. Got a bit of steak and a bit of corn as well to do on the grill. And yeah, like as I said earlier, job change, back on the highway driving trucks again, out of the scrap yard, so no more finding little goodies at the scrap yard. Some developments, vehicle developments, the Tarago trailer, the Tarago box trailer sold and it got picked up today, so it's gone. I was going to keep it and use it behind my new four-wheel drive, just in case I couldn't sleep in it, because it is a wagon slash SUV, but I'm pretty sure I can make it work, and I don't want to be towing a trailer up into the bush, into the high country anyway. So that went. Part of that's paying a deposit on the new vehicle to be picked up next week. I've had the bike advertised for a while. I think I said last video it's been advertised, but not really getting many hits, so I might just use it for trips like this, and just save up and buy a dirt bike, postie bike, for deep into the bush trips, which probably aren't going to happen over winter anyway. So I'll save up over winter, save me money. This new job's paying a lot better than what my last job was. Hours are a little bit longer. Hours are weird. 1 AM start and normally finish by 11:30, 12, so 11-hour day. Heading up to Canberra and back from this location, so something a bit different, but as I said, better money. It lets me get away for a trip midday on a Friday. I can get away early for that. Unfortunately, I've got to be back early for Sunday to be into bed by 4:30, but I think the mindset, the mentality is a lot better. yeah, you're by yourself in the truck. Hello, son. Galahs. Pair of them. Yeah, just in a better headspace at the moment compared to where I was when I left the scrapyard, which is a shame. Just some things that are out of your control. Yeah. A classic bush blowfly. So, I'm going to finish this, and I haven't got my watch on, so I don't know what time it is. That sun's about there. The blowfly's about there, and might be nearly time to get some tea on. Time for a bit of tea. The sun's dropped now, it's about 5:30, so I want to get some food on. So we're going for corn, a bit of corn and steak tonight. The steak I've had frozen in the bag to act as a bit of an ice brick, as well as an ice brick. It's a little bit solid. It hasn't defrosted fully yet, but I'll keep an eye on it as it starts to soften up and cook. Flip it over, and I can move it away from the heat just to help it out a little bit. But, I'll grab some tongs and we'll keep an eye on it. Now before I flip it, that side's getting pretty good there now. Go into our condiment pouch. Some peppercorns. I'll leave that out because I want to do the other side once it's flipped, but it won't be far off. Stick. Not quite yet, but I'll flip this corn. That's very warm. It is very warm. So keep it going. Another 5 minutes probably, and I'll be able to flip that steak. Yeah, see. Oh. This looks good. Yeah, fork. Oh. A little bit well. Oh, not well, but medium. Pepper garlic steak. See if I can tuck in this corn without stabbing myself in the shin. It hasn't charred up like I wanted it to, but that's probably a good thing. It is cooked though. Oh yeah. Well, that's been us for the day. Going to pour another beverage, and as the sun finally drops, it's going to be bedtime, so that'll be it for today, and I'll be back in the morning for some breakfast. Morning campers, just after 6:30, and thought I'd have a little glance at my phone and the radar, and there is a lot of rain coming. There's a big rain band coming. It's about half an hour away, so unfortunately that's going to put a dampener on breakfast and the rest of the trip. So I'm just going to do a bit of a speedy pack up now. Always carry this, a 20 litre dry bag. It's only I think they're $8 from Kmart, just for rolling up the 2 tarps this time of year, because normally, even though we don't this morning, normally you got a heavy dew on them, and there's no point rolling them up properly and putting them in the in your bag or whatever else, in the panniers, and have them wet everything. So normally have that dry bag, put the 2 tarps in that, then just take them home, hang them on the clothesline until they can dry out. But I've got my waterproof pants that I had just for keeping the cold out this morning, because I thought it'd be a bit cooler, but my jacket is not waterproof, so this could be an interesting morning. I'm not even going to risk making a coffee. I think because the band's coming between here and home, I'm not going to be ahead of it. Which is a shame. I had some scrambled eggs here I was going to cook, but oh well, you can't win them all. At least we got to do what we done last night. The shelter worked out perfect. Again, no condensation last night, no dew, which is handy. Probably having that breeze come through, having plenty of room above your head to sit up and throw your jumper on that in the morning. Yeah, worked a treat. So and the handy thing is, and the thing I'm going to take forward moving into my new vehicle, once you've done all this on a motorbike, there's only a couple of things. Cooking system stays the same. There's only a couple of things that you can sort of step up a bit because you've got more room to carry, but the base stuff is going to stay the same. In doing that, I'm going to have to double up on stuff because I don't want to be pinching. I had the same problem when I had the patrol on the bike. I was taking stuff out of the patrol, putting the bike back and forth. Next minute you go out in one and you're missing the other. So, yeah, off your spits. Alright, time to pack up. The table worked out alright. I'll do what I need to on it. If I was doing chopping up or other stuff like that, it'd probably be a bit easier as well, but it's not really that bulky. It doesn't take up a lot of space on the bike. It doesn't weigh much, so might be one to keep an eye on later moving in the spring when I start using the bike again. Give it a second knot on there. Come on, tail, come up there. Right, you hang. Crows saying it all. And that rain's moving quicker. I'm going to be very lucky to beat it back to home. But we're going to try. Do or do not. There is no try. There's no spoon. There's no spoon. The pen is blue. The pen is blue. Make it easy, my ass. Although, saying the motorbike adventures for winter are over now, see what the weather does. Might still be able to do something. And as I said, like the Mount Buffalo trip, Just get on the bike and ride over the hill to a pub for one night, or something like that. Changing storage too, I'm taking that off the handlebars. It's okay up there, but it's a pain in the ass. It's right above where the key goes, so. Well, I've got room in the panniers. Well, now I've got everything in the panniers and the backpack. There's nothing in the tank bag, so I can really take it off. But that's pretty much everything. I'll put this fire out. The other handy reason to carry that extra 2 litres of water on the front of the bike, putting the fire out. So the only problem is, stupid me, put the fire in front of the bike, so I've got to try and ride past there in a minute. It's real sandy soil. It's fucking weird because the bike's up towards the 300 kilo mark, 350 kilo. It just doesn't like to sit on top of it. Especially that side stand. So I've got it parked on this rock. It was the only hard thing to just park it on. But you're gonna have to go down before I go up to get out of here, so it's gonna be interesting. But just gotta put this swag on, put this fire out, and we'll be good to go. A bit more of my cold weather kit. This is the Plat Attack merino wool balaclava head skivvy, head sock, head shroud, whatever you want to call it. You have it open, you can pull the bottom up and wear it as a do-rag, bandana, whatever, and pull him down, tuck him in. With the merino wool, when I was at the Abattoirs, I was riding this bike to work, -2, -3, -4 in the morning, and yeah, there was no cold air, cold wind getting through this in the helmet. The other thing that it's not, these aren't safety motorbike grade at all, but this is a pair of snowboarding pants from Anaconda. I think they were on, or when I got them they were $99. I don't know if that was on sale or not, I can't remember, but I'm not a member there, so it probably would have been full price. Again, these things are just those -degrees, keeping the wind out. There's a reason they use them in the snow. It's yeah. The biggest problem with these is getting the gear on at home when the fire's going inside and it's 20-25 degrees inside or something. You know, you need to go outside and put them on just to let the excess heat out, because by God they hold the heat. Now, I nearly could have wore them coming out yesterday, just the wind was a bit too cold on my pants, but hell, there's been times in that stupid in between summer and winter, like they call it autumn or spring, that it's too hot wearing the pants and your pants in the morning, so I just throw on a pair of shorts under them, and yeah, even in the shorts you can't feel it. They've got the collars, elastic collars that go down over the boot. They're designed to be going over ski boots, so they're good for motorbike boots as well. I don't just wear them on these Formula halves, I wear them on my full size ones as well, so yeah, that and that. And I've just got, this is a gift. I've got to get rid of all these, because every time I open it up I think a huntsman's fallen out of it. No, I'll see things, I hope. It's just a Scott jacket. The sleeves can unzip off for summer. I think I've only done it once, but it's not real waterproof. It lets the wind in a little bit. It's not real ideal for this time of year riding, but it's more my summer jacket, because just trying to find a jacket that's not black. So I've got a white and black bike, so I wanted to try and match into that the best I could, but wearing black during summer is just not ideal, and my ridgeline's still up, so I've got to pull it down. So yeah, that's them. I suppose gloves quickly, just a set off eBay. They got the armour there. It'd probably burn off in the first metre. You just slid but the fingers are iPhone touch screen compliant. Again, just let the air in. Good set of summer gloves. I'm going to wear them this morning, but I might have to stop. And then for me big gloves, these come from a bike shop, RS2s, RST Moto gloves. So big set of thick gloves, again knuckle protection there, which someone can explain me why on a road bike you need knuckle protection. I thought that was always for top of the handlebars, bark busters, that sort of thing. But adjustable strap at the wrist and then zipper at the back to pull the cuff in, so you can either go over or inside your sleeve. Again, these things are super hot. I've often wondered why people use handlebar grip warmers and that, electric grip warmers, when a decent set of gloves do the trick. Yeah, maybe you can wear smaller, less fiddly gloves, but you're always going to have that cold air rushing over the top. So if you got grip warmers, power to you. That's just something else to suck on the battery when you don't want things sucking off the battery as much as possible. You always want that bike to start. So yeah, gloves, that. Can't show you my helmet because the GoPro's attached to it. It's just a LS2. I think they're a $400 helmet, just a cheapo. Adventure helmet's got the bib on it. All them LS2s come with the fold down screen and the fold down glass lens inside the helmet as well. So that's my adventure helmet. My other helmet's an LS2 as well, but it's a fold up front version. It's about 580 bucks, don't tell the wife. Same amount of road noise, so going more expensive helmets didn't seem to fix that, but just wanted that open face for summer, just to let the breeze in. I ride with sunnies anyway most of the time, so I don't need the fold down shades, even though both helmets have got it. And I've taken the visor off that one before and it's still got the same amount of noise, so that's why the old earplugs get put in. We've got three layers to get to them, but yeah. So anyway, fire's out. I'm going to grab my ridgeline and we'll be out of here. Check this weather front and see how far away it is. The clouds aren't looking any menacing, but it's fairly heavily overcast. That's why a couple of times this morning I poked my head out of the swag and found my phone under my sleeping bag and checked it at 6:30 and it should be more lighter than that, but no. Obviously down here behind Mount Pilot, you're probably not going to see sun down here until 8-9 o'clock, which again, why I carry the dry bag to put all the tents and wet stuff in, because if you have to wait around this time of year for stuff to dry, you may as well make it a second night. So, remember before when I said, when I was talking about electric grips and not wanting to pull more power out of the battery, I nearly jinxed myself then. I went to start the bike, turned the key on, and no fuel pump, no priming, nothing. This is weird. Hit the starter, nothing. I had lights and everything. And then I had the key in the off position, but I didn't have it all the way around so I could lock the thing. I thought surely that doesn't leave the ignition on. But because of where I'm parked, I left it in first gear so it wouldn't roll downhill. So that is why. Come on, come back up to 2 bars. I normally get 330 k's off refuel, so it should be right. Reset this a little bit. There we go. All right. Now comes the fun part. We're gonna go down past there, around there, and then pick a path and give it some shit. Can't dawdle. Everything's picked up. Nothing's laying on the ground still. I haven't pulled the willow fire sticks out. It's stay there until next time. Oop. I'll just knock one over anyway. So orb spiders be down. I'm just gonna have to pick a line and go. Come on. Trying to make moves 10-15 metres ahead. I think that's the hard part done, although I'll probably jinx that as well. It's just weird how sandy the soil is. I suppose Kangaroo Hill was the same when I parked the patrol up there on the side of the mountain. It just sink in the soft stuff. There's the road. Hooray! Hopefully that's all the excitement for this morning. Oh, that breeze is chilly. Oh, 3 bars back, that's alright. Yeah, unfortunately, bit of a shorter trip. Can't help it. Rain last weekend. Oh, there's a kangaroo. Kangaroos. Hey, Skip. Oh, there's more up there. That's the thing, when you're riding in the bush, don't keep an eye on the first kangaroo. Always keep an eye on what's coming behind it, because you can guarantee where there's one, there's 50. I've come close to hitting kangaroos on bikes before. Touch wood, I haven't. I'm trying to do my jacket up. Touch wood, I haven't had it happen yet. So we're recording. Yeah, I'm still recording. Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately, heavy overcast. No drone this time, even though I brought it. I'll have a full kit out video out on Tuesday. I think normally that's when the equipment check stuff comes out. But yeah, just need to get out there, get another video made before it gets too cold. We're starting to drop down into the low single digits, nearly to 0 next week. So hopefully I have this new vehicle and I can take it out and put it through its paces and yeah, have a bit of fun in a 4B once again. So that's the Aboriginal Reserve there. But there's rock art or something up on the... We're not going to do that. So on the channel front, we just clicked over 250, so we are halfway to the 500 subscriber goal. If you're watching the video and like what you see, you don't have to watch the video as soon as it comes out. Don't turn notifications on. I don't want it spamming your feed when you go into YouTube. Most of my videos, content I watch, it's during the week after. Sometimes it can be up to a week after it's released, so it doesn't matter. Just hit the subscribe button anyway, so it gives me an idea of who's watching. And fancy looking ute back. Yeah, so the goal's 500. I don't think it's impossible, considering we've gone up 25 these last 2 months and there hasn't been any content on the channel. So I'm going to try and push and get a few more trips done now that Easter's over and done. There's nothing worse than it happens every single year, those 3 or 4 weeks leading up to Easter. Yeah, right, where are we going, what are we taking? Over the years, it's normally that time I buy a caravan or some sort of camper trailer for the family to go camping with, and those 3 weeks is every afternoon out there with the electrical stuff, putting the 12-volt system in, putting the battery in, and getting the fridge in and ready to go camping for a couple of days. So, and then turn around and sell it in August when everyone wants to go camping again. So yeah, anyway, Easter's done. Well, I'm going to cruise out here. We're nearly back to the blacktop, and yeah, again, thanks heaps for watching. I don't think there's anything else I can say. Short video. Going to do something other than moto touring for a couple of months while this cold weather comes in, and yeah, but you know me, I can never end these things properly, so I'm just going to end it here, and thanks for watching.